I'm Jim Czek. You're watching KelownaNow with me, Tania Gustafson. We're here with another show for Fit Nutrition, right?
Right, exactly.
And what are we going to talk about? Are you a calorie counter?
Yes, I used to be.
Yeah?
So that's why we're talking about that today.
Awesome. So calorie counting, that seems like a hard job.
It's very laborious and tedious.
I've never done it.
That's good. That's a really good thing. That's a really good thing. But, you know, like I was in the fitness industry for, well, still health and fitness industry, but for 22 years before I learned that counting calories is not really where you want to be when it comes to maintaining your weight or your health or anything. And people sometimes equate the two, right? Like, especially, like, for example, we've talked about the foods and we did the packaged foods last time, right? And the quality and stuff. And so people kind of think about, well, this is healthier if it has fewer calories, right? Yeah. Especially if it's like a
if you look at the label, a lot of people look at the label, the easiest thing they look for is calorie.
Absolutely, right?
Calories.
But they should be looking at the nutrient content. And further, like if you don't even have a label, then it even has a higher nutrient content because it's not processed, right? But counting calories is what all the diets out there, it's what all the fitness people tell you.
1,800 calories for a woman, I think.
For this size or this build or how much exercise you're doing.
8,000 calories for me.
Right? Hey, if you are an ultra marathoner or long distance person, like 6,000 to 8,000 probably isn't an unrealistic number if you were to calculate it. But calculating stuff just because you want to lose weight or you think it's healthier or you need to be in this certain box is not going to get you the results that you want long term.
Because you can, like counting calories, if that's the only thing you can do, eating the wrong foods in that calorie counting, you could end up being what was termed a lot of people as skinny fat. Kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
So that is
because there's very little nutritional value, right? So like, for example, you can do, probably 250 to 300 calories with a small chicken breast and some steamed vegetables and a lovely salad with a little bit of dressing. Or you can do like, 200 to 300 calories in a small bag of chips. Yeah. But which one's going to have more nutritional value,
on the
right?
internet, they show you like this big group of food. And they say the equivalent is that it's like one Big Mac or something.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so you can choose your calories. So they're fiber rich and all that kind of stuff. And we're starting to hear more and more. I watched a good YouTube this morning about how nutrient dense foods are really so important to you talk about all the time, your gut microbiome.
Yes.
And all that stuff. If you're putting garbage in or high sugar content food, that gut microbiome.
There we go.
Gets all messed up.
It does.
And it actually does the opposite for you, right? So.
It absolutely does, because what you feed grows and what you grow needs more food. So if the quality of food that you're putting in is growing the bad bacteria and then the bad bacteria gets bigger and it wants more of the unhealthy food, then it just creates that cycle. But now let's even back that up. Even if you're eating healthy food, like even if you're eating, food from your garden and whatever, and some, lovely, chicken breast or steak or whatever, and you're eating really good whole foods. If you're not eating enough because you're restricting, because you're counting those calories, you are also doing some damage, because your body's like your car, right? I use this a lot. You're a car guy. I've got a 65 Mustang and a Tesla. So I'm one extreme to the other. My husband's a mechanic. So the car analogies work good for me. But your car in the driveway is your vehicle that drives you around town. This is your vehicle that drives you through life. Yeah. If you don't put enough fuel in it, like you wouldn't get in the right kind of fuel, or plug your car in before you go on a trip, right? You wouldn't just get in the car and go, oh, hey, I'm driving to Vancouver. Oh, I've got a quarter tank. Meh, it'll be fine. Like you're going to run out of gas, or you're going to run out of charge. So you need to put the right type of fuel in so that your body can keep working properly. Because unlike your car, we can go a little bit longer before our engine seizes, right? So your brain never shuts off, but it needs all the food. It's like the control center. And if we're restricting those calories, you still need some fuel to change to glucose to send up to the brain.
We now know that.
So it's got to take it from somewhere.
Muscle is key, especially as we get into the later parts of our life, and muscle can be like really a positive indicator of better health or better opportunity
and longevity.
For better health and longevity.
Yep, absolutely.
And so more lifespan, right? Or health span.
More health span, more life in your years, however you want to put it. Right. But that's what happens when you restrict, is that your brain is needing those that glucose, that food. Yeah. And so if you're restricting, it has to take a source from somewhere. And it's going to take it from your muscle. It's not taking it from your stored fat. So although you start a diet or you start whatever, you count your calories and your fat grams. Oh my goodness, I used to count those too. It's a whole other podcast. But, you start counting all those and then you're restricting, and you may get the number on the scale down, but your body composition is now changing because you've restricted, and it's not something that's sustainable. Because what happens when Christmas comes? What happens when you want to go on a cruise? What happens when, you have a birthday party to go to or something? And then you're like, it creates so much anxiety and panic and guilt and poor relationship with food and disordered eating and body image problems. Like there's a whole psychology behind that, which it just messes with people, which then messes with your gut. Like the whole thing is connected.
Yeah. So
how do you hold back to that?
So for a lot of people, like, the commercials are out there and you get inundated with, people having fun, having a marshmallow roast or what you call that when you put the marshmallow in the chocolate s'mores, when you put it all together and the kids are all happy, everybody's happy, or they're eating that, frosted flakes and all that stuff and everybody's having fun. And then you feel guilty and then you start counting calories because, you know what I mean? Like you've indulged or whatever and you're just like, okay, so now I got to count calories. And then you deprive yourself of good foods even because you focus on like these eating, we talked about this lots before, eating for pleasure as opposed to eating for nutrition, right? So,
but there is a spot for that too, right? Like that should be part of our whole approach to life and to food is that there are those times for celebrations, and there are those things that are going to happen in your life, and memories are made around the table with food. Like, I challenge anyone, find me a culture that has, you get together, you do an event or you have a party or something and they don't bring out food. Yeah. Or they don't, like none, there's none, right?
So alcohol and food is the typical thing that gets brought up.
They do, yeah. Or like even if someone just drops over at your house, you at the very least, you offer them a cup of tea or a glass of water, like something. We're always offering something, right? Yeah. So that getting together is really community and it builds memories. And so if you're so, if anxiety comes on you because of that, then you are not enjoying those parts of your life, and you're depriving yourself and your family and your friends, whoever you're with, of those moments because you're not fully engaged and you're not really enjoying them. So if you go at the approach that these things need to be part of my lifestyle, how do I make them happen? Obviously we're not gonna have s'mores every day, 24/7. But
it'd be good.
Well, I don't know. It might get a little yucky after a while. It might get a little sweet, too much sweet. But I think
the more you eat of it, the more you want to eat of it.
Sometimes
that's the thing, right? The more you eat of it, the more you want to eat of it.
It can, like we talked about, the feeling the bad bacteria, it can come again. But if you so then the opposite of what is what we kind of think of to be true. So if you're thinking, a lot of people have done this. I've done this. I want to save up my calories for later. Right? I'm going to have the s'mores. I'm going to go out for dinner, whatever. So I'm not, or their Christmas time. That's another one too, right? I'm going to, we're having this big Christmas dinner. So I'm not eating all day. I'm saving up room.
And you don't eat for 2 days because you ate too much the day before.
But if you eat your nice, your breakfast with some protein, eat some small meals throughout the day, you stay fueled before you go to that occasion, before you go out to the campfire with the s'mores. Number one, you're going to eat less. You're going to eat less of those sugary, starchy, whatever things, treat things. You're going to enjoy it more because your brain is going to be allowing you to choose how much you want. You're not going to have that hormonal response of, oh my gosh, I just have to eat now because I'm totally starving. And then we always eat way more, which makes us feel bad.
For sure. I did see a really cool thing today on food because I think we're trained to, like, the strawberries we eat have to be perfect. Everything has to be really perfect, because they're full of pesticides and stuff like that because nothing's touched them. But what the doctor shared was that eating foods that have a little bit of bug problems actually are better for you because that plant has already kicked in its natural defense mechanisms, and you'll get those enriched nutrients in your body because that plant has enacted or activated those nutrients to attack the pests that are on them.
I wouldn't doubt it. I was listening to
so eat that piece of lettuce that has a little brown on it.
That's right. It's okay.
That strawberry that has a little problem with it.
That's okay. Yeah. You can get the imperfect vegetables.
Well, we know that the strawberries that come and they're about yay big, right?
They're like the size of a small child's fist.
And then they're beautiful red on the outside, but when you cut them open, they're what color inside?
They're white. They're so disappointing.
They're white inside. They're not juicy. And obviously, Are they real strawberries?
I didn't want to ask.
Because if you get an Okanagan grown strawberry and eat that next to...
It's red and it's red.
It's red inside and juicy.
Yeah.
And the other one, actually, sometimes they're hollow inside.
Yeah.
They're actually hollow inside.
It's like there used to be a stem, but there's no stem. It's kind of interesting.
There's a big white piece inside, and it's kind of almost, it kind of looks like an orange sometimes.
It's like when they put all the extra air in the chip bags, and you think you're getting more chips, but you open it and there's not. It's like the strawberry is like hollow on the inside.
What you do is you crush all the chips, and they're just on the bottom. There's just a fine line on the bottom of the bag.
That's probably
you can do that with cereal too. You know, the cereal is full. If you crush the cereal down to what it is,
it's like nothing.
It's probably that much on the bottom of the box, right?
I know.
Then you could just eat it as dust.
Ew. I'm not. Yeah, we shouldn't.
Sprinkle it on.
We're back to. We shouldn't be eating the cereal. Remember, we had the cereal killers episode. If you didn't see that, go back.
So nutrient dense calories.
Yes.
Is where you want to focus your energy.
Absolutely.
Right?
Then you don't have to count the calories. Yeah. You just focus on nutrient-dense foods, right?
How hard is it? I've never done it. So how hard is it? Like when you were counting calories, how hard is it to do that in a day?
Well, I had sticky notes on my counter.
Sticky notes,
Sticky notes, right? Because
How do you know what all the numbers are? Do you have to look them up each time?
Yes, you have to look them. Well, and then people are creatures of habit. So then that also now unintentionally limits the different diversity of food.
You're not eating it.
Right. So it's like, okay, well, I know all these, so I'm just going to have the same food. I'm going to have the same food. And if you don't mind eating repeats, I guess you don't get bored, like lots of people don't. And we do have our favorites. But a diversified plate also helps with that gut microbiome because you have more colors, which means more nutrients, which means more good bacteria, which means the bad bacteria is starving, which means you're going to be intuitively drawn to eat more healthy foods. And it just creates a whole cycle of goodness. But yeah, it's really, it's you would look on packages and then sometimes you kind of have to guess and it's like.
And then sometimes on packages, very tricky, is that they say 0 to very few calories. But then if you look at the list of stuff in there, you can't pronounce it.
Well, chemicals don't have calories.
Yeah, so if it has 6 or 7 words that you can't pronounce, well, even one, if you can't pronounce it, you probably shouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if it's like that long, if the word is that long.
Yeah, that's also a good indicator. Things that also end in ATE or ITE or OSE. So if you can't pronounce them and you just want to do a quick scan, do that.
Just say no.
Just say no. Just say yeah. So. Take more of the whole stuff and use the packaged stuff as a treat because everyone has their favorites that we know that really aren't the best for us. Treat? I like gelato.
Really?
I do like gelato.
Pretty good, though.
Yeah.
It's it's not really a bad treat.
Have you been to Amore Mio downtown here?
I have.
Oh. Yeah. Pietro.
We make our own ice cream.
Do you? Yeah, well, we have a little ice cream maker now. Yeah. Our son got one, got an attachment for my KitchenAid for my husband for his birthday. So when he showed us how to do it, he came and he set it all up. He made us a whole batch of homemade ice cream. It was so good. So now we have to make another batch. But you can make things like that yourself.
So we've made our own matzah now.
Oh, you said that. I know. Who knew?
Own matzah, own sourdough all the time. I mean, my daughter makes it. I don't make it.
Which is even better because you don't have to make it.
Like butter.
Yes, we used to make butter as a kid.
There you go.
My sister's here in studio with me, right? Like we used to make butter when we were kids all the time. We got our milk in a 4-liter jug, like a gallon jug, and the cream would always be at the top. And once in a while, we'd scoop it out, put it in a mason jar, and like we'd shake it up like crazy, and we'd have our own butter. And so we need all these things. We do need fat. Fat will not make you fat. Fat is your friend. We should do a show on that maybe next time. But the calories, don't focus on the calories. Yeah.
Because I'm.
No, you're not. Oh my goodness.
That was a bad joke.
It was a bad joke, but that's okay. We laugh a lot. We laugh a lot here. Laughter is good.
There you go.
It's good
Laughter
for you.
is a good medicine.
It's really a good medicine.
And it's calorie free.
It's calorie free. Yeah. So
have more of it.
Have more of it. More laughter, more whole foods, and less of the packaged stuff. And stop counting your calories. Just make your calories count. Think of it that way and just think about having the whole foods frequently throughout the day. And you will feel so much better. And you're going to look so much better too because you're going to have more nutrition in your body. Yeah. And you'll just see it on your face.
And you can go back to some of our older shows and we talk about that good start. Having that good start, that protein in the morning, eggs or whatever, having that good solid start in the morning will go a long way to helping you not have to count calories and just eating better during the day.
Absolutely. There's a ton of good, we had a whole bunch of great topics.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, awesome. I try to follow that. Like that good start is something I try not to deviate from, right?
Me too.
It's so important to get that good start, right?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, It's so cliche, but if you win the morning, you win the day, right? Nobody likes to hit the ground running in the day and then you feel like you're playing catch up the rest of the day, right? But if you hit the ground, wake up, have a good start to your day, have something with protein, your body is set up to be fueled and your metabolism is fired up as opposed to starving and then it wants to store fat.
I'd find it be I've never counted calories because I would think that it would take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think most men ever did. I think mostly it's women. I think mostly.
Because it seems like, I don't know. Like I think if I'm eating 4 eggs and I eat 5, I think great. That's a great day.
Yeah. If you're eating whole food, it's not really so much of a big deal, but when you're thinking about how much I need to pull back and how much I need to restrict, the anxiety goes up, the cortisol goes up, your insulin spikes go up, and that just causes your body to want to store fat. Yeah. So all those things you're trying to do to lose some weight is actually prohibitive to making you lose weight. It actually makes you, your body hold on to weight and creates some inflammation. And so, you might lose weight at the beginning and then anybody ever lose weight, comes down, and then it pops back up to that same spot or fluctuates right around it, and you're like, dang, how come I can't make it stay?
You could do a month, 30 days, 31 days of eating like whole foods, mostly whole foods, and a good start breakfast, and just do that. Don't count calories. Eat as much as you want.
That's right.
Eat as much salads as you want.
Yep.
And then do your calorie counting day, like for 30 days, and eat whatever you want. Like, eat your Pop-Tarts for breakfast.
Oh, no, don't even go back there. Just do the first 30.
Who doesn't love Pop-Tarts? Right? Put ice cream on them.
Oh,
and
my
then
goodness.
Them with chocolate
Again,
sauce.
more
Nutella,
non-breakfast food.
And then sprinkle some Frosted Flakes on top of them. Can't tell me that wouldn't taste good.
I don't even think I could do that. That's just too much sugar for me.
And then for lunch, pizza covered with more cheese. And you put another pizza on top of it. It's called like Priazzo. And then
that's a thing?
I don't know. I made it up.
You made it up. I kind of thought so.
And for dinner, hey.
Don't take nutritional advice from Jim.
A banana split. Saying. Start with a banana split.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy.
And then some whipped cream.
Not about deprivation, but about, fueling your body first. Food either fuels your body or it fuels your soul. We need both, right? But just set your body up to be healthy, to be happy, to feel good in your body. And when you eat the whole foods and when you do that in a balanced way, so eating your proteins, fats, and carbs like we talked about before, in the right portions, in the right frequency throughout the day, you create hormonal balance, you stabilize your blood sugar, your metabolism turns on, your body naturally releases stored fat. You don't have to force it, and you don't have to keep standing on the scale or counting calories, and you still get to have the desserts
one of these,
and the holiday food, and it works.
One of these really cool ones that I watched, there was a doctor, he went into a fast food joint. I won't say the name of the fast food joint. He went into a fast food joint, and chicken is one of their most popular things.
Okay.
And there's a young girl there, and he's asking her, why'd you get the chicken and grilled chicken? And she's like, because it's the healthy option or whatever. So in that grilled chicken breast, he asked the front counter, is that 100% chicken? And they're like, yep. Apparently there's, I might get this number wrong, 47 or 67 ingredients in that 100% chicken. They're injecting the chicken with some chemicals.
So here's the next question. So that
it's juicier and more addictive and a whole bunch of stuff.
Probably looks prettier, the whole thing. So here's the question. What portion of the chicken was 100%?
Well, part of that chicken was.
Right? Part of the chicken was actually 100% chicken, but then what they added to it.
You have to be very careful.
You do.
And obviously, the more you can eat at home, probably the better off. And fast food is obviously fast food, right? So
it's fast food for a reason.
Even the salads, he's saying that they're spraying it with something to keep it fresh. Because we really are
that's the appeal stuff.
The consumers that really like stuff that looks really pretty.
Well, yeah, you eat with your eyes first, right?
So you like that salad that's very crisp, and they got to keep that salad in the back. They got to put something on it to keep it fresh looking. Otherwise, you're just like, I'm not eating that.
Yeah. But you can make some great recipes at home really fast. I've got a recipe box that I just opened. Again, I only open it a couple times a year. So it's open right now. If you guys are interested in that, it's a little subscription and you get 50% off your first month. So send me a message and I'll hook you up with that. I literally made a stir fry last night from like nothing to we were sitting down eating in 30 minutes. You use some stuff that you had in your fridge, super, super easy. So, I mean, I am not.
I used to do that all the time. The kids would call it slop.
No, this is an Asian stir fry. It was really good. My husband's like, this has really good flavor.
I made it all the time for the kids. It's like, slop again?
Well, if that's how you introduce it, Jim, that's what they're going to call it. I'm just saying, Come on, expectations. Set the bar a little higher. It's like Dad's gourmet dish.
It's slop or nothing.
Slop or nothing. Oh, my goodness.
Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so again, there's a lot of good information in the shows we do. And the show is sponsored by Tania Gustafson for Fit Nutrition.
It's super fun.
It is super fun. And there's lots of good information. And your health is so important. So important. So your food can be your medicine, or medicine will be your food. And that is something to live by. It is. Absolutely. Yeah. If you don't take care of your body, where will you live? Yep. There you go. And thank you for watching KelownaNow.